Thank you for auditing the always positive new music review show hosted by a French professor who's going to be talking about the new album 2093 by Yeat. Now he's a strange figure. I've had trouble trying to understand him and his place. I've very much understood that he's sort of this figure that really speaks to a lot of the youth. And the weird thing is this. The last album I reviewed, Quatica, very different artist, much more underground, much more for kind of nerdy kids as opposed to maybe a little bit more aggro kids. But in both cases, we have two people who were born in 2000, so who are 23 years old, therefore exactly one half my age, who are making like rap music and hip hop that doesn't quite fit neatly within the box of rap or hip hop. They're both not black, which only matters in the way that hip hop is a black art and it's the voice of the voiceless. So when people from less marginalized parts of our society start making rap music, we need to focus on it and say, you know, what's been lost, what's been gained. It's not to say that it's inherently bad, but it does need to be studied. And both of them really seem to speak a lot for the Zoomer generation. I put up a poll saying, what should I review this week? And Yeat and Quatica got about equal votes. And I don't know how much overlap there is. I don't know if Yeat listeners are also Quatica listeners. Maybe they're not. Maybe these two non-black, 23-year-old hip-hop-ish performers are sort of like the battle for the soul of the Zoomer, the devil and the angel on the shoulder. We have Quatica over here, the ethereal, self-effacing, and philosophical, versus the earthly, boastful, and materialist. Maybe. I don't know, but I will tell you, they both released great albums. The Quatica album is excellent, and this album, 2093, is also quite good. I'm not sure it's as good as most of his fans seem to think it is, but that's okay. I'm not gonna be shitting on this album, but I am going to be properly contextualizing it. You can see in my head when I'm saying that. Should I use the S word? And I did. What's nice is, much like Quatica, you know, Yeat is really growing. So let's talk about how he's growing. In what way is he growing? I happened to look at my notes, and it was exactly 2 years ago that his album came out that I reviewed last. And I looked at my notes, and it's very funny, and it's very similar. Like, it was a request of my son and his kids. At that time, he was a junior in high school, and Yeat was sort of like the rapper of 17-year-olds, of 16-year-olds in America. Sort of maybe, you know, more on the suburban side, you know, maybe more on the internet-y side, you know, sort of like in that Playboy Cardi realm, but without the same exact sort of Playboy Cardi skills, kind of rage, trappy stuff, kind of experimental. And the conclusion that I came up with for that album, it doesn't fully hold up now. It does partially. What I said then was it was easy listening. That even though it was rage-filled and talking about twizzies and whizzies and plizzies, it was really just a very long album with a very unified soundscape that works really well in the background, like easy listening. So that was a pretty good review. You know, I focused on the song Still Countin'. I really enjoyed the production and the vocoders and the oohs and the grindy synth rap. I liked his different flows. I wasn't a big fan of how much he was sort of advertising X's and perks and all the drugs that he was doing. And so that was my mind frame. I missed his last album that came out last year. I just missed it. So this is great because seeing what happened 2 years ago versus now, like, he's really made a big jump. It's mostly around this theme of the vaguely sci-fi theme of 2093, but it's way far away from the, like, it is not really as materialistic or as nihilistic or as violent or, let's face it, as stupid as his earlier work, which makes sense, but just because someone gets older doesn't mean that they get wiser, right? The thing that really struck me in this album, and this is the greatest praise I will heap on Yeat. I'm going to heap on Yeat right now, is his voice. Like, I just put up a post on Instagram, you know, who has the best voice in rap music? And I meant like current. And when I think about this, I don't mean like who has the best bars. I just mean like God, you know, like DJs, right? radio DJs. Some radio DJs are just born. They come out of the womb and they're like, all right, 2 and 2 past the hour, we're going to be going, like they just have that voice. Yeat is born with a rapper voice, but not like any rapper voice, like a right now rapper voice. Now, he didn't get many votes. Mostly it was Pusha T. He got the #1 vote as best voice in rap. Danny Brown got a lot of votes, which I don't quite get that. Future makes sense. Only someone named Shine in Peace gave Yeat as credit. Tell me in the comments, who do you think has the best sort of natural rapping voice? But the thing that Yeat does is he really knows how to use his voice and to change it and to be multiple rappers at once. How to be sing-songy, how to be gravelly, how to be smooth. I'm just really, really impressed all the way throughout. Even though the production is going to be what draws a lot of people's attention, maybe I just didn't notice this, or maybe I barely noticed it a couple of years ago, but it's really astonishing. So what is this 2093 concept? Well, he's still in the vibe mode. It is still, why? 22 tracks. Give me a break, okay? It's not easy being a full-time parent, a full-time professor, all right? Chair of my department, and then have an album to review, and I want to give it everything. I want to treat it with all the respect I possibly can, and you make it 22 tracks long, and then you have the unmitigated audacity to give me 2 more tracks. I'm not reviewing them. I know Drake's on one of them. I don't care if I'm on them, okay? I don't care if it's Yeat featuring Professor Skye, and it's just me talking for 3 minutes. I am not going to listen to it. But still, it's mostly in this kind of futuristic vibe mode. But can we be honest, everybody? Can we be honest? He says that he lives 69 years in the future. Nice. That he is 69 years in the future in 2093. But I don't think that the readout on the time machine was correct. He thought that he went ahead to 2093. Actually, he traveled back 11 years to when Kanye released Yeatzus, okay? That's what happened. This is Kanye, okay? This is Ye at, all right? And that's not an insult, because it's not just that. It's not just Yeatzus, but Yeat. But it is a lot Yeatzus, but Yeat. The rawness, the innovation, the distortion, just even the idea of taking such a hard left turn and surprising your fans. Maybe he only went back 3 years and went back to Whole Lotta Red in a kind of similar way. It feels like that. It feels like that revolution, that feeling, why I was able to appreciate Whole Lotta Red and other people weren't, was I didn't have any relationship to Die Lit, so I could just listen to it new, or as Germans call it, the Lit. Like, I didn't have any attachment to it. So I was able to hear this as completely new. Fortunately, I have heard some other Yeat, and this very much is a new move. But it's just a reminder that we have a Kanye-shaped hole. Oh, sorry, I hit my microphone. We have a Kanye-shaped hole in our heart. I know. He released an album last week. I know. We're all discussing vultures. I know. But even I, who dislike Kanye's public statements while still thinking he's a great artist, even I don't feel like he's here anymore. He doesn't fill that role in my life. I love Vultures, but I haven't listened to it for even 1 second since I reviewed it, because I can't enjoy it. The same way I can't read Harry Potter, I can't really enjoy Vultures. It sucks, but that's the way that it is. This happens where cultural figures appear, and then when they leave, there's just this gulf. Michael Jackson. Who's ever going to fill in that Michael Jackson hole in our popular culture? Right? Just, whew. So, Lil Yachty did his best last year. Yeat's doing his best. All these great young rappers trying to do something interesting, innovate, move on, do something that you don't expect and have it be great. There might be a Post Malone-shaped hole, just in terms of the non-white rapper who makes rap music, and you sort of go like, is this appropriation or is this cool? What's such a good vibe? Because I think Post Malone is just all guitar world now. So what does Yeat rap about? I would like to, first and foremost, give him utmost credit for getting sober or talking about being sober. Props to Danny Brown. Props to Yeat. You know, people are dying all the time from this stuff. And the fact that they used to push it and now they don't is great. But I think even though this is a great album, and I'd like to remind you, I said that Utopia was the 3rd best album of the year last year, okay? I put it above albums which people can't believe I put it above, okay? But Yeat does have Travisitis. It's an affliction that hits MCs where they just don't have anything to say. And it's not like they never say anything. But when you don't talk that much about, I mean, Yeat doesn't even really talk about misogynistically about women. So the sci-fi thing's a little bit there, but in general, it's just sort of like, I have a jet, I have a car, I'm in the future, you're not in the future. I will give him a couple more pieces of credit though. He also is integrating, when I talk about like the yayness of this album, the sort of I am an asshole trope. He actually says that at some point in the album. He is trying to do that thing where he's explaining his faults as a person without indicating that he's going to correct them at all. So, are you annoyed, Yeat heads? I don't know. I'm going to go through this album. And so with albums this long, right, I just have to come up with some kind of way of differentiating the songs, because some of them are skips. Some of them are good, and some of them are great. But I made a special Yeat-o-Meter, okay? I'm sorry, it's a Yeat-o-Meter, okay? So if it's really good, it gets a yee. That's a brand new meme to me, by the way. That's how 46 I am. I traveled to 1977 when I was born. Solid, you know, that's that good, and then mid, which I think is a compliment to the album, that the worse this album gets is just kind of mid, right? It's not like when this album gets bad, it is like Stink City, you know? It's jeez, come on, Yeat-o-Meter. Come on, Yeat-o-Meter. Okay. There, that'll work. Okay. So, if you like the Yeat-o-Meter, which I'm guarantee is going to fall off at some point during this video, if you like the Yeat-o-Meter, you like where I'm coming at, you can put in the comments AVAA, that stands for awesome videos, always. I will always heart a comment that says that. That's supposed to be a heart. Smash the like bucket, subscribe. You can buy a mug that looks like the mug that I drink. That's basically all I got for merch right now. I have a couple other things, but I don't know how to advertise them properly. There you go. Oh, and I keep forgetting my sponsors. My sponsor is Don't Gamble on Sports. They try to get you to gamble for free. Did you know who pays for the free gambling on free gambling sites? The United States taxpayer does. We gave them tax benefits in order to give out free bets so that we could get hooked on gambling and give all that money to those gambling companies. When I say it's class warfare, it's not hyperbole. Do not use your phone to gamble on sports. If you have to have a bookie, go to Las Vegas, knock yourself out. But just don't use your damn phone. All right, I'm going to give you a stamp. The most yee song on the album. I mean, we're talking yee. You know what song it is. If you're a fan of this album, you know what's most yee. I'm talking Breathe. Totally yee. These great bell sounds roll in, this great buzzy bass, almost sounds like a transformer transforming in the back, like motorcycles, emphasizing this kind of Blade Runner, cyberpunk kind of future that we have, maybe a little Tron here or there. Just super awesome Yeatzus sounding, almost like drilly techno, just super catchy with this keyboard melody and this kind of like boom, which goes like maybe every 8 bars. And then the vocalizing in the back, there's some like ah ha 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 ha. And it's very funny because my daughter loves Grover and Near and Far, and so she really enjoys the sound. So she heard this and she was eating an apple after eating a banana. She's a little frugivore. I was listening to the song, and even though she doesn't have any words and doesn't speak, she went. So the young people love Yeat. 16 months old. She might be the world's youngest Yeat fan. a great like new melody and voice change halfway through the first verse. Like I'm telling you, this guy's voice control, his voice thoughts are very, very good. His voice production, vocal production is very good. Ends up with this cool like descending melody, this more of a breathless rap voice. Like the way that he sings, I could not care less, and then less gets a little bit like a little bit of auto tune here. And it's the kind of song that just like drags you in. Now, is this song nothing? Is he saying nothing? Yes and no. I know I'm an asshole. I know when I dip and go. I know when I lose control. Got the system on overload. I don't fuck with you, squish with a bug. They ain't fuck with me, so it's fake love. I won't shake your hand, bitch, you need a glove. Wash the blood off my hands, I need Dove. Paging Dr. West, we have a cornball lyric. Yes, I'm sorry. You don't need to come in here and operate. It's I need Dove. I said fuck love, bitch. You need a tug. So for the most part, not saying much, right? But again, I don't dock points from Travis Scott for not saying anything. I think it's fine. Hey, most rockers didn't say anything. Okay. But it's unfortunate because it sort of gets interesting the way he starts to say, I know I'm an asshole. It might be some self-reflection, but then it doesn't become that way. I love the way, like, the vocal production, the way the word glove is all warbled, and just the song, like I want to see Yeat in concert. I want to see this show. Now, I'm not going to be going hard in the pit, 46-year-old man, but I will be respectfully dancing in my chair. I can tell you that much, because this song, it has like that. I mean, what can we say right now about the fact that a song like this is something that we want, and a song like Fiend is something that we want, and that the song Carnival jumped off of Vultures? He didn't push that as the single. He thought that Vultures song was going to be a single. We want this anthemic, chanting madness. We want to fill stadiums with our mind. It's almost reminding me a little bit, actually, of the Friday the 13th in the background. Very cool. Okay, so that's the top. That's the top of the album. I think I said there's about like 8 tracks on here that are mid, and so most of them are good. Some of them are yee. So we're going to see about that. Starts off the first track of the album, and go through the rest of the album a little bit quicker, with what I would call a solid track, Psycho CEO. Great ominous low sounds, kind of a standard drum machine. Often I wish that the production of the drums were as adventurous as the production of the keyboards, because the keyboards are just really wild here. Money long, diamonds, all that stuff. I do like the sentence, let's get disrespectful. I think that's very cool. Next track, okay, I'm really going to piss off some people here, because he took a big swing with Power Trip. I think more like Power Mid. I don't think he did too much, okay? He did too much. There's too much fucking shit on this song, okay? He just did too much. The chin is way too heavy. Like, it's not that the individual parts aren't good. It's just, it sort of feels like the first time I made pasta sauce, I didn't know what I was doing. And I just kept adding ingredients. And I just didn't know. I had no idea. It's bay leaf, 3 bay leaves, 4 bay leaves, oregano. I didn't measure anything. And I served it to my then girlfriend, and she said it was very good. And she threw up right after the meal. It was so gross, okay? That's a little bit what this is. Like, I liked some elements of it, the doubled voice, the super strong kind of 80s pop aspect. I own a private jet. Do you? Does Yeat own a private jet? How big do you have? You have to be more famous than Yeat. I think you have to be at least household name to own a jet. Or you have to be a not household name who, like, owns a record company or has other people underneath you. Does Yeat really have a private jet? Nice variations, but then there's like this whole like break in the beat and like a beat change, and I wonder what I could have did and what I never did. I wonder what I could have hid, what you could have said. And I do like that it talks about the difficulty of staying sober, but then there's like this whole other end part, and Genius says that Childish Gambino's on here. I don't know what's going on. But to me, even though it's a very interesting and ambitious effort, I don't think it has the success of something like Breathe. Then we get Breathe, which of course is Yee. And then we get to the song More, with umlauts over the E, which is pronounced like this, More. I'm going to put that in the solid realm as well. In the same mode as Breathe. I like the bigness of the drums here. I piss diamonds. I'm a rich fuck. Ugh. Pissing diamonds. Yikes. I'm lucky, okay? I'm lucky. I'm a middle-aged man. I've never once had a gallstone. But that scares me almost as much as death. I piss diamonds. Nice rhythmic ooh and ah sounds on the 2 and 4. Next track is Bought the Earth. This is right on the line between Yee and solid. I'm going to put it in solid, but I love that almost like Scarface style keyboards here, kind of drill bass. Is this mixed poorly? Fantano. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't ever really think that because I don't really care about mixes. But if I notice it, then it's probably bad because I don't listen to the mixes. Very, very yay emotional development, even gospel like singing at times in this song. Am I wrong for being selfish? Am I wrong for putting me first? I know why you confused. I got away with words. Is it money or power? Which one first? I like it. And then he even does the sort of like distorted doubled voice that you would hear like in Monster on Yeatzus. I turn the lights out. And I like the lyric too. I bought the earth, I sold it too. You know, makes me think of The Man Who Sold the World by David Bowie. Hey, I thought that song was a Nirvana song too, because they played it at Unplugged. No, it's a David Bowie song from his disappointing album, The Man Who Sold the World. Man Who Bought the Earth. Okay, I get all mixed up. I do like, again, that he insists on being off the drugs. Next track, skip, mid. It's okay. I do like his voice. He's got Kermit voice here. His voice is totally different for this one. I like it so much. I like how much this song's sort of way more like his other album. Okay? Okay. Now this is why I think he doesn't have a jet. He said, I spent $250,000 on that fucking plane. That would be like me saying, I bought that penthouse in New York City. Set me back $1 million. Like it's just, you know, you can't get a penthouse in New York City for $1 million. By the way, we're talking like 5 is like begin. I think even 10 is like entry level. You can't buy a private plane. I mean, unless you bought a plane. I guess okay. If you want to buy a private jet, just the get in the door price is $2 million for a jet, and then like something like $10,000 to $30,000 every time you want to fly it, right? So like, what is he? Did he just buy like a Cessna? You just buy like a little. He's sitting there in a little plane. Yeet, with his little balaclava. Yeet, yeet. I don't know. Is he a bad rapper? No, he's not a bad rapper. But much like a lot of the people who are praised on Instagram in my post about like who has the best voice. When you have a great voice, you don't have to have great bars. I'm going to read you the rhyming lines for like 5 lines in a row off this song. Understand it. Understand it. Stand it. Stand in. Understand it. Okay? It's all right. Next track is Solid, You Should Know. Do you notice how the thing that I say is the worst on this album is mid? I think that's true. I don't think this album ever dips below mid. And that's pretty astounding because for an album that's this bloated, for an album that is this much in this kind of semi-futuristic, aggro, rioty zone, to not have a miss is pretty impressive. Kind of racing sounds, and then there's some just trap beats. I just wish that the trap beats were a little bit more interesting. Slightly slurred voice, kind of little whines behind. Again, the Yeatzus double voice. Then we get the track with Lil Wayne, Lifestyle. Did you know one of the tracks off of Vultures is called Lifestyle? I wonder if that's a coincidence. Oh, also, do you know who's the feature on that song? Lil Wayne. I guess that's his thing. But you know what else it is? It's a skip. I like the beat. I like the backward sounds. It's weird because if you watch this channel, you know, when I listen to music at the gym, I watch a movie on mute while listening. And I happen to be watching a movie called The Haunting with Owen Wilson. Wow. Lily Taylor, Liam Neeson. And it was weird because like as Lil Wayne talks about his eyes bleeding, the character in the movie like got hit with like a piano wire and her eye started bleeding. There you go. But that's not enough to save the song. I do like the junky drum sounds here at the end. Like this is the kind of drum sounds I want more of. Then we get the biggest skip on the album, I Love. I like the weird sample, but beyond that, it's just kind of lame. I don't know. Did they intentionally dress Owen Wilson to look like Captain Kirk in that movie, by the way? I don't know. Next track is another Yee song. We're back in the Yee zone. Tell Me. Oh, I love this. Almost like horror sounds, very kind of whiny, low synth punches. Again, we're really living in the world that Whole Lotta Red left us. You know, between that and Yeatzus, so much of this great avant-garde, crazy rap, mainstream madness comes from. Great doubled voices, like the one voice and the one voice underneath, I don't know, he pitches it down. A cool start and stop drum beat. I just love it. Like this song has actual, real deal, innovative production, as far as I can tell. And I'm not making fun of the rest of it. But this song is the most like actual new thing. The way the vocals are produced on this with this double voice, I've never heard anyone do this before. Tell me in the comments, oh, actually, Ghetto Boys did it. Fine, I believe you. I believe you that I don't know. But in what limited information I have, what limited experience and knowledge I have, that's what I would say. There's more to life than this. There's more to life than that. I like that. Weird beat switch at the end, very detuned song. There's like these strings at the end. You know, this is one I would say, unlike the second track, which I didn't like as much, the ambition really pays off. There's like some weird grindy guitar sounds, some string sounds, odd starting, stopping, just... You know what? I think we also need to credit Justin Racin and Lil Yachty for their work on that album last year. I think that really helped more than like Ye or Cardi, whatever. I think Lil Yachty showed that, like, okay, we can really, even if we're just like mumble rappers or rage rappers or riot whatevers, like we can do more, and this is the way. Another Yee song in a row. It's back-to-back Yee songs with the song Shade, high synth sounds, very, very Yeezus-y. Cool messed up tinkling keyboards. Let's all get high as fuck and pretend I'll be wrong. I'll be wrong till I die, till the end. If I ask you, I lied, you say yeah. So I guess he's sort of going back and forth between this pain that he's feeling with the addiction. I don't know, nice beat change. I like this other song, this cool weird ooh sounds. I like the lyric, I say on God, but I never knew. Sometimes lyrics get a little bit abstract like that, and I like that. Some of the lyrics don't quite, like, I say on God, but I never knew. Like what do you mean? Back in solid territory with Keep Pushing. Just too long. This album's just too long. Okay, it's too much. I don't know why I'm talking like Biden. Why am I talking like Biden when I'm talking about Yeet? I would donate $6,000 to the Biden campaign right now if he talked about Yeet. I would. I'd sell my car and give all the money to Joe Biden if he just came out and started talking about 2093. Descending synths, lead synth line, this kind of like farting bass, so many layers, you know? Really, really great attention to detail here. I don't need money, I got money. Interesting. Inspirational message, keep on pushing. Full Yeezus outro, and just saying riot, riot, riot over again leads into the song that I wanted to be so good. I wanted this to be Yee because it's it's produced by Yeet primarily, and I thought that would be awesome. It's solid. It's not mid. It's solid, but I don't know. Nice rumbly bass, pretty innovative usage of echo on here. Kind of like how it kind of holds this high note. I really like the beat change, how there's kind of like a cool head nod, you know, driving in your car kind of thing here. Just eerie and weird. Again, that's on the line between solid and Yee. Am I pissing you off by saying Yee so much? See, the reason why is because, and I told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I was once sent a t-shirt and it had in the supreme font Yeet. I didn't know who sent it to me. I thought it was my son's friends. I didn't find out till like last year. It was my brother who sent it to me. But so I was like trying to ask my kids, like, what does Yeet mean? And they explained to me that it means to like take something, and then they explained the meme with the yee, and then Yeet came out. And so in my mind, yee, yeet, yeet, all the same thing. Next track, Team CEO, that's Yee. That's great, super badass. Just, I love how they use the synths to kind of like chug along. There's something futuristic about it. It's that like, there's like a, sort of like a inevitable, just chugging, just pounding feeling. Almost a reggae style beat here. Cool kind of super digital compressed sounds in the background, some distortion on the offbeats, very distant voices. I love the use of echo on this album. Is this actually about living in space? I'm living in a turtle? I don't know. And then he gets a weird flex in here. I made every god cry. What? Do you live a lot? What? Dude, what are you saying right now? Do you live a lie? Oh, no. I know what happens when you die. Oh, cool. Would you tell me? Do you know what happens when you die? No, not really. When you live like God, things messed up. All right, dude, I'm going to need you. I need you to jump back into your turtle and go back up into space because you're just going all over the place. But it's a nice vibe on here. Then we get to the title track, 2093. It's going to be in the solid. I like how it leads in from the last song, weird sounds, and then it becomes very sort of standard with the 4 on the floor bass, cool chukka-chukka sounds, warbled auto-tune singing. I'm just tired. I'm tired. By the time we get to the next song, Stand On It, featuring Future, skip. It's fine. It's fine, but it's what you never, ever, ever skip to the features. That's my new rule. I'm going to make merch that says don't skip to the features because you're going to miss all the best stuff. Calls himself King Tonka. I saw a Wikipedia article about Yeat that gave him the credit for the expression Tonka. And dude was like, what, 13 years old when Nicki Minaj said it on Yeatzus? Tonka, color Willy Wonka, right? And I mean, I'm sure she wasn't the first either. And then when I say that Future phoned in this verse, I mean like he got on a landline, like in Nova Scotia, and like the connection wasn't great. And he just spit his line into just like how do you record something so poorly? How do I sound better with my weird new lapel mics than Future sounds on a major rap album? I don't know. Skip that one. Skip the next one, Familia. Kind of neat. I like how it's sort of building. The verse about like, keep that shit like Drizzy, it's all a blur, the shit for all the dogs on earth, it's fine, but just this album's too long, you know? I like the compressed little Atari 2600 sounds at the end. Another solid track, self-produced, good, Mr. In Between It. Kind of a weird Arabic sounding opening, like a low sound. I love the kick sound. Like in the intro, there's this kick sound, it's this like, almost like a siren. And again, his lyrics are like, if someone walked up to you and was like, hey, what's up? We go back to blood on Christmas. I'd be like, right. The sparrow sings quietly in the morning. Okay, so is this some kind of like secret agent code? We go back for blood on Christmas. Hey, someone probably has that tattooed. Right? With how much you kids get tattoos? I bet someone has that tattooed. Or they will have that tattooed on their back. What does this mean? We go back to blood for Christmas. And the cool beat switch though. I wish it. This is the thing. The opening bit of the song, the opening beat of the song is so good that the rest of the track just doesn't quite go there. Next track, Psycho Kane. Another skip, another mid. I hate normalizing cocaine usage. It's, you know, this is why I say that even the worst stuff is kind of mid because it's still nuts. Like the production's still nuts. It's still doing really interesting stuff here. Another solid track, Run They Mouth. Cool kind of castanet sounds. I like this. A little bit more interesting percussion, a little bit less trap beats. Very just an amazing voice. If We Being Real, another Yee song, just very like Spanish guitar, kind of epic sounds, and talks about, again, not feeling his face. God damn it. I thought this was going to be an anti-drug album. I keep talking about doing coke. It's okay. more that doubled voice, the Yeatzus style thing here. And then the final track, another self-produced one, 1093. I'm sorry, it's another mid one. It's not a strong ending. It's okay. It feels like an ending, you know, so for that, I get it. And it says keep playing with my time, but it's just the album's just too long. It's just too long, and that's okay. That's the way you make money. That's how you make streams. I get that. I understand that. But as somebody who's trying to evaluate your art, I'm going to show you the final list. So, like, if you see my list here, if this album were all the good and the woe, all right, all the solid and the ye, how good would it be, you know? Just miss all those skips. Oh wait, this isn't finished at all. That's not my list. That's like just part of my list. What happened to my full list? Huh. That's weird. I swear I had it here. Huh. Anyways, if you saw my whole list, oh, I see. My computer crashed. Anyways, I have about 8 tracks on the skip. Doesn't matter. Speaking of too long, this video is too long. These are my Patreons. They give me money. I don't think I would buy this album on vinyl. I don't think so. Mainly just because I can't imagine like a use case. I do think I'll enjoy listening to it. I do appreciate how much my baby liked it. That was very fun. Special shout out to Vuk Ivic, who upped his sponsorship. I forgot to put his name on again. That's 2 days in a row. Bad on me. But tell me 2 things in the comments. What's your favorite voice of any rapper? And Yeat? There's camera.